Hi guys, good afternoon. And if you behave and you clap a lot, there might be free burgers. Alright, so my name is Renyi. I'm one of the co-founders at My Burger Lab, and I call myself an accidental entrepreneur. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about how we built our team and how we have survived the last 5 years, just hiring part-timers that are students just like you guys. Alright, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to top the previous show, but I will try, alright? Where do I point this? There we go. So, what is an accidental entrepreneur? Well, the way I see it, I did not set out on this journey on purpose. I studied to be a mechanical engineering. I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree, but I knew I didn't want to work for someone else. I knew I wanted to do my own thing. While I was studying, I was working in different restaurants, different cafes, just gaining experience, earning a little bit more money for myself. But one thing I found was that I liked doing that. I liked serving people. I was good at it. And I said, you know what, when I graduate, I'm going to try to open up my own cafe. I think everyone here has a dream of opening up their own cafe one day, right? And it's a nice dream. And I said, you know what, why wait till I retire? Why wait till, you know, I'm in my 40s or 50s? And then only I open my own cafe. Why not do it now? So that dream kind of evolved from a cafe into a burger joint. I'm not going to bore you with that part of the story because I only have 18 minutes. But in the last 5 years, we have accidentally become very famous. And why are we famous? Apart from the good food and the good service that we serve, another thing that we're famous for is we hire specifically young people only. So over the last 5 years, we have hired as many as 800 plus part-timers. And in the F&B scene, to have these kind of numbers when you only have 4 outlets is insane. Everyone has told us, what you're doing right now, it doesn't make sense. Because when you're working as a business, when you're running a business, you want something that's sustainable. You want something that can last. You want as little turnover as possible. You want your staff to stay forever. However, I felt that there was something missing in the F&B industry in Malaysia. I felt that there was a lack of soul, a lack of ownership in the people that's working in the store. And I was working in the States for a bit during my studying years. And there was something that was very unique in US. When you work as a waiter, you get tips. And the better you are at serving people, the more people tip you. And I said, why can't service just be free? Must it be motivated? Must it be motivated by money? Is there anything else greater than that? So I came back and I said, you know what, I want to start a restaurant. So I roped in 2 of my most naive friends. And I said, hey guys, you want to start a business together? And they said, sure. And you know, that was basically the end of it. They had a little bit of money. I knew that both my partners, Changming and Wicket, Changming was a doer. You know, if he needs to get things done, he gets things done. Wicket, he's the numbers guy. He's good at business. And I'm the dreamer. I dream of things, I get Changming to do things, and then I get Wicket to make sure that my dreams are viable. So that's how it came about. So this picture was taken about 2 years ago at one of our outlets, at one of our New Year parties. And this is just a small fraction of the people that work with us. But again, look at their faces. They are people like you. We have architects, we have business students, we have engineers, doctors, all working, well, I mean students, working together with us while they get a degree. Now, of course, we focus a lot on making sure they study hard as well. It's not just, hey, you must work, I don't care about your school. But we built an ecosystem. Now, today I'm going to share with you how we build that ecosystem and how we maintain it. So, what did we learn in this last 5 years? Number 1, we need to approach the thinking in a way where business have needs, and then the people who work for the business have different needs as well. And we realized that these 2 needs don't always match up. What do the businesses want? The businesses they want someone who has warm personality. They want someone who can talk to the customers. Is that easy to find? It's difficult. They want something with someone with mid-level skill, right? Sometimes they're even to take in people without training, and they train them. But when they do that, usually once people get trained, they start leaving for better jobs. They want low turnover. They want staff to stay forever. and they want as much profit as possible, meaning they want to pay as little as possible. This is what businesses think. Now, on the staff side, what do they want? On the staff, number one, they want money. That's a given. Everyone works so that they can survive. They can buy the things they want. They can go enjoy themselves. But a lot of times, they also want something a little bit more than that. They want a second home. They want a place where they can hang out and make new friends. They want a place where they can learn new skills. Now, unfortunately, in F&B, to say, hey, I'm going to work in a restaurant, your mom is probably going to say, learn what? What's there to learn in F&B? Right, serve people food only, ma. Now, that's a very stereotypical viewpoint, and that's okay because not everyone has that insight into what F&B has to offer. So, how do we put these two needs together? What the business want and what the staff want? How do we put them together? And I experienced something really special while I was working part-time at Starbucks when I was in student school. They gave me ownership. They gave me a sense of ownership. They made me feel like my thought mattered. They made me feel like my being there mattered. But it was on the surface only. The first day when I went to Starbucks, they said, hey, congratulations, you are now a Starbucks partner. I'm like, what partner? I get shares up. I said, where do I sign up? Right? But it's just the name. But that gave me a really deep sense of ownership. And I worked hard for them. As a student, I was skipping class just to go to Starbucks and work. Don't do that, yeah? But thinking back, when I started the business of my regular lab, I thought kind of my experience at Starbucks, what made me commit so much? It was something as simple as ownership. So I knew that was a secret to a good, successful F&B business. Give ownership to the team. Now, a lot of time when you say that, people will say, hey, do you need to give them money? Do you need to give them some kind of share? No, a lot of it is in the mind. Giving them a voice that makes a difference. Okay? So I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what we have done so far to make sure that our team acts the way we want them to, and also want to do well because they feel that they own the business as well. All right, so how do we train someone without experience, just like this guy here, that I take, from, someone just walks out of campus, they walk into our store and say, hey, I want to work. Okay, how do we train someone who has zero experience at serving, at cooking, to deal with a stressful kitchen? If you've been to Burger Lab, you know that we're very busy most of the time. And even a trained cook will find it very difficult, not very difficult, but will find it stressful in the environment. How do we take someone without that experience and let them be used to it and grow out of it? How do we get someone to serve raging customers? Right? By the way, this Ming Han is our friend. He was just posing for this photo. Right? But how do we get random people who don't know how to deal with customers, geeks, real geeks or nerds that play, that play on their computer all day long at home? How do we get them to socialize with people? So we had to find a way. So the first thing that we did was to instill a culture. What it means to be a My Burger Lab geek. We call ourselves geeks because we like being nerdy. We think that being nerdy is cool. Because when you're a nerd, you obsess about things. You love information. You want to learn and grow more. So we instill a culture. What is a culture? Cultures are made of values. Each of us have values, right? And your value defines you. For example, I value honesty. If I meet someone who is honest, I want to be their friend. I value punctuality. If I am supposed to be here at 1 o'clock, I know I'm a bit late today. If I'm supposed to be here at 1 o'clock, okay, I will try to be here by 12:45. So that's my value. That defines who I am. So we say we need to give our geeks identity. What? When people say geeks of My Burger Lab, what are they? So these are the values that we have. Be welcoming and sincere. Be passionate and dedicated. Be responsible and accountable. Be considerate and respectful. Be unique and inventive. Be knowledgeable and humble. Now these are things that you learn in moral class. It's right? But if you work in a company that doesn't tell you this is what we believe in, do you think you will act on it? No. So it was very important for us to instill a culture to say, as a member of this is what we identify with. So the next thing that we gave ownership was we instilled pledges. On a daily basis, before we start work, we will huddle up and we will give pledge to each other. What is a pledge? A pledge is a promise. It's a promise to each other to perform, to do better. I'm not going to read out the whole pledge. I'm just going to do like the top and the bottom. The pledge says, "Dear fellow geeks, I promise to strive for excellence in all I do. I promise to treat you with respect. I promise to maintain a high standard of cleanliness. And I promise to be a team player, and I will always have your back." So these are the pledges that we do every day. When you say it often enough, it drills into your head. And when you're working, this is the promise that you will fulfill for your team. So with this, with the culture, with the pledges, we have formed a team that works cohesively very well, that tries to improve on themselves on a constant basis. Next, we need to give them a voice. The geeks need to have a voice. The staff needs to have a voice. So we have daily briefings and debriefings where they can voice out their unhappiness. Hey, I worked with this guy. Today he wasn't performing. I am going to tell him in a nice way, in a nice diplomatic way, right? So at least he knows how to improve. And I expect you to tell me what I did wrong today. So the debriefings are a safe zone where we are allowed to speak our mind and to learn from each other. And then every quarterly, we will have town halls whereby the geeks, just as in this environment, they get to talk to me. They get to tell me, hey, I feel that this company, the direction is going wrong. I feel that you guys should be doing this instead. You guys should be doing that instead. And we listen. And sometimes there were a lot of changes that we made due to what the geeks have feedback to us. Because I will never be as good as the people working on the ground. Their feedback matters, and it's important for us to listen to them and execute on it where it matters. So this is what we have done, okay, over the last 4 or 5 years. Next, this is a picture of us doing a briefing. This do not excite them. To them, this is, yeah, I work here, you ask me to memorize this, you ask me to do this, okay I do lah, right? What do they gain out of it? So the previous things that we instill are external factors. We need internal motivation, right? And this is where we try to gamify their work. So we just instilled something as simple as level up cards. Okay, so if you work at my burger lab, the unique thing about us is you gotta work all stations. You gotta work all stations. There's no such thing as I'm hired to be a cashier, I'm hired to be a cook. You gotta work all stations because I want you to learn everything. Right? So there is a total of 7 stations, from the server to the cashier. They are both for front of house, the hospitality crew, to the coordinator, assembly, griddle 1, griddle 2, and fryer. These are the 7 stations that all geeks most likely will have to go to. Now, how do you get a card? There are 4 criteria. You need to be able to open, run, close, and teach each of these stations perfectly. Only then you will be recognized by the manager and you're given a card. Now, you must be thinking, just a card only, ma. What is it? What does it do? You'll be surprised. Psychologically, it's a form of acknowledgement. I can say, hey, you're good at this. Congratulations. It doesn't mean anything. It is more effective when I give you a card to hold on to, something physical that represents your hard work, your achievement. And with this, we started seeing geeks pushing themselves, always asking managers, hey, what can I improve on? What can I do better? I need to earn this card. I want to do better. And that was an improvement throughout all our stores, because all F&B has one problem. The more you scale, the more diluted your service and your food becomes. That's the truth, unfortunately. That's why you see a lot of franchises, the more they open, the more you will say, yeah, not so good anymore. Lah. But we try. So this is something that we put in place to make sure that work is fun. Work is something to improve on and get rewarded for. Now, this is work. Can I gamify experience? So sometimes in C Park, we are short of staff, and I need someone from Sunway to go to C Park to help work. But what would incentivize someone from Sunway to go to C Park to work? So what we did was we created a card called the Traveler. If you travel to another store 9 times, you will earn this card. Again, a form of acknowledgement of your effort. The next one we call the Veteran. So some people might not be so good to work at all stations and be good at them. We're all differently made and we all have different skill sets, and that's fine. But I want to reward your loyalty. You work 500 hours, you get the Veteran card. So again, making it all fun and cutesy, giving them that acknowledgement helps. Now of course, at the end of the day, this is just a piece of card, right? You take it home, you get nothing out of it. So we instill a pay tier using this card system, right? So basic is 6.50 an hour. You earn a 3 card, you get 7 ringgit an hour. 5 cards and above, 7.50 an hour. 7 card and above, 8 ringgit an hour. So this incentivizes them to stay longer, to work harder, to prove better. Now, today, this is what we have done. What I'm going to share with you right after this is what I want to do moving forward. It's a theory, it's something that hasn't been tried before, so bear with me, please. So how deep can we go in terms of gamifying work? So what I'm doing right now is I'm experimenting with the MBTI personality test. For those that are familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. For those who are not, just go home, Google the Myers-Briggs type indicator. Okay, you learn a little bit about it, and you probably learn a little bit about yourself as well. So what we're starting to do is to get them to start doing the MBTI test before they come to work, before their first day in work. So what the MBTI test does is it dictates that all of us can be separated into 16 general personalities. Now, these personalities do not define you. They do not say, hey, because you're like that, you're forever like that. No, what it does is it identifies your strength and it identifies your weaknesses. Now, so say for example, so I'm just going to show you the 16 first. These are the 8, another 8. Okay, so we're going to go down and pick 3 random ones. Okay, so generally, I am able to go through all 16 and say, hey, these are the characteristics that's suitable to be a server, that's suitable to be on the assembly line, that's suitable to be on the coordinator. So the first one, the architect, INTJ. He is imaginative and they are strategic thinkers with a plan for everything. What do you think they are good for? As a leader, a coordinator. Now, what about the consul, the ESFJ? People who are extraordinary caring, they are socially popular, and people who are always eager to help. What should they be as? Very good, server. And finally, the entertainer, spontaneous, energetic, enthusiastic people, and life is never boring around them. Generally, they will fit everywhere, but I would put them on the assembly line. The assembly line are hard workers, they're there just constantly churning burgers out. Sometimes it can get a little bit boring, having someone like that on the team. Makes work fun. Now, then it got me thinking a little bit more. Can I see them as RPG characters?
Yes, how many levels are
it possible? Right. Now, I don't play so much gaming nowadays, but I played Diablo a lot when it was still happening, right? So it got me thinking, can I relate the MBTI personality test to gaming? So if you look at the defender, okay, someone very dedicated and warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. It's like Mercy from Overwatch, right? What about the advocate? Quiet and mystical, yet very inspiring and tireless idealist. They are like the wizard from Clash of Clans, right? And then we have the entertainer again, spontaneous, energetic, enthusiastic. They are like the bard from a Dungeons and Keepers. So when we think about RPG, we want to level up. We think about attributes, right? Every character has their own attribute. So this is one of our geeks working on a griddle. Does he look like a warrior?
Yes.
So we have that cover there. It's a steamer. We steam the cheese. Okay? He has a spatula to scrape the beef patties up. It's a sword and a shield. So if you put RPG characters and identify what attributes each station or each role does, okay, you can repackage it as something different. So what we're trying to do here is, let's say, this is for example, I've not done anything too in-depth. This is again theoretical. So in all RPG games, you earn points and then you see where you want to put your points at. You know, you have 10 points, you put 5 in strength, 2 in dexterity, and so on and so forth. So these are the attributes we're looking at. Strength, intelligence, charisma, dexterity, constitution, and wisdom. These are things that I think as a human being, you want to have as well. You want to develop strength. You want to train mental strength. You want to train physical strength. Dexterity, you want to move fast. You want to be able to, in business, you want to be able to pivot. Something doesn't work, change something else, right? Or just, in general, being athletically fit, being nimble. Wisdom comes with age. The more you experience, the more wisdom you gain. So I thought, okay, back all the stations that, all the attributes that, all the level up cards that we have put in place currently. The server, it needs to work fast, and it's usually subject to abuse from the customers. The cashier has to be good with numbers and has to be hospitable. The assembly line has to be focused and team player. Builder 1, handle the heat and physically feed. Builder 2, multitask and move fast. Fryer, handle the heat and multitask. This is just a quick example. Obviously, there are a lot more that they have to go through. If I try to merge this idea and the attribute idea from an RPG player, dexterity +1, constitution +1 if you work as a server, right? If you work as a cashier, you need to be good with numbers, intelligence +1. So I say, can I move forward with this idea and develop something that allows my part-timers, my staff, to quantify what they have learned, to put it into numbers? Because I have people that come in and out, and they walk out, and I've seen them grow. I've seen when they come in, they're nervous, they don't know how to speak. But when they go out, they are intelligent people. They have even joined the debate team and so on. Our parents coming to us saying, hey, my son joined you guys, he was shy at first, but now he's so talkative, I want him to stop, also cannot, right? And we've seen the growth, but there is no way to quantify it. And I was thinking, what if we can quantify it? Now, why do I want to quantify it? I'll share with you a little bit later. Now, what if I build an app that allows them to track their performance, all right? So, battle in the kitchen for 7 hours, you gain 0.9 points experience. Travel to another town, you know, you work in another store, or attended a training class, and then you gain experience. And if you can quantify all this and put it in a nice package whereby they can carry this values that they have collected while working with us and carry it into their CV of some sort. I feel that as students, you guys experience a lot of things. You go out there, work, you go join events and whatnot. There's no way that you can put on CV. On CV, they'll say, what, you are president of the math club, so what? Right? But if there was a way to track what you have learned, intelligence, this guy, because he was president of the math club, his intelligence is +100 points, right? And when you show your future employee and say that, hey, this is something that I have gained, would it not help you? Hopefully it does. So what I'm trying to say is I'm moving towards hopefully building a platform or an app that allows you to transfer your experiences in credit form moving forward into your career. I don't know how far this can go, but I'm going to try. So for now, what we're going to do at my work lab is we're going to continue to grow young people. We're going to continue to get them to come in and contribute and learn and grow. And then hopefully one day, through our little action like this, where we grow students like you guys into young adults that are smart, that are diplomatic, and I've done my little bit to help with society. So I'm going to leave you with this. You guys are all awesome, so go forth and be awesome. Thank you very much.